and welcome to MPI's 2015 webinar series. My name is Jessie States, and I'm the Manager of Professional Development for Meeting Professionals International. Before we begin our session today, I would like to take you on a quick tour of our Click Meeting platform. Up in the right-hand corner of your screen, you'll see a flag. If you would like to change the language of the platform itself, you can click on this button and pick from a variety of different languages. In the same way, you can translate the chat window to a language of your choice. I would like to encourage you to use the chat window today to ask questions of me or to make sure that I understand if you're having any challenges with the platform, but mainly try to communicate with one another. If you have best practices or ideas that you want to share as we go through the different elements of our session today, please use the chat window. I'd be more than happy to provide everyone with a transcript of it later. In addition, if you do have any questions or concerns, under your name, you will see a smiley face. If you click on this smiley face, you can raise your hand. You can agree or disagree with something that I'm saying. You can ask me to speak louder or to speak more softly, or you can let me know that you need assistance. Today's webinar is our WEC Know Before You Go. This webinar will provide you with all of the tools that you need so that when you come on site to the WEC event, you'll be prepared and you'll be ready for a full educational experience. Our agenda today is basic. First, we'll go over general information about San Francisco. Then we will talk about registration, education, networking, and some of our other events, some fun stuff, and then I'll open up the floor for any questions that you might have. So I'd like to go over some fun facts about San Francisco. Its steepest street is 31.5 degrees. Many neighborhoods are built on former landfills. The Beatles gave their last full concert at Candlestick Park in 1966. Three-fourths of the city was actually destroyed in the 1906 earthquake and subsequent fire. The international orange color of the bridge was originally only a sealant, and the original plans were for it to be black with yellow stripes. Famous inventions that come from San Francisco: the fortune cookie, mimosas and martinis, denim jeans, we'll talk about that a little bit later, slot machines, popsicles, and Murphy and waterbeds, actually. And some famous headquarters that you'll find in the San Francisco and Kempton hotels, Lucasfilm, Dolby, Gap, Pottery Barn, Levi Strauss, and then, of course, all of our big technology companies, Dropbox, Craigslist, Instagram, Lyft. Before we talk about what you're going to discover when you come on site at the meeting, what I'd like to talk through very quickly is what your goals are. So I've created a poll, and I'd like to ask everyone who's attending our webinar today, what are the top 3 reasons you have for attending this year? So as you're really thinking through why you're attending, as we go through the different elements, what you can really do is be very thoughtful about why you're attending, and then you can create some goals for your attendance. So I'll show everyone the results in a minute. I'm going to wait until we have a few more of the people who are on the webinar responding. We're currently at about 30%, so I'd like to see some more answers before we show that. Great, okay. So I'm going to end voting and then share the results with everyone. And as you can see, the majority of a lot of people are coming to see best practices around meetings and events. to discover new learning opportunities and to learn more about the meeting and event industry. Networking is a really important factor. So when you look at your top 3 things, and we go through the different elements of the conference, take note of the ones that you think are going to help you meet your goals for attending, and then you'll really be able to be quite thoughtful. As you're coming to attendance, I want to meet 3 new people that I want to do business with, or I want to discover 3 new best practices around meetings or events, or here's how many new learning opportunities I want to have. Am I leaving knowing more about the meeting and event industry? So let's talk through, as we go through this session, how we can help meet the goals that you have for attendance. Here's some general information about WEC. Our venue this year is Moscone Center West. There's the street address there. San Francisco obviously is in the Pacific time. The attire that you want to have for the event this year is business casual. We ask that you please not wear jeans or t-shirts or flip-flops. Remember to dress in layers. We all know how conference centers can be extremely cold or extremely warm, and it's very difficult to control temperatures. So make sure that you have a sweater. And also remember that San Francisco is quite cool this time of year. In fact, it's going to be, I have the temperature here, as the average high is around 75 and the average low is around 60. But when you look at weather projections for 2 weeks from now, it's actually going to be closer to 71 and 58. So remember that some of our events are outdoors. Make sure that you're bringing clothing that's appropriate and that will ensure that you stay comfortable. So where are we? This is the area of San Francisco where our event will mainly take place. Here you have Moscone Center right here where I'm pointing now. And here are where our major hotels are. I'll also show you here attractions around San Francisco. You'll see down here that's Pier 48. That's where our opening reception will be. You'll see that it's right across the bay from AT&T Park there. Some of the other things that you might note: Nob Hill, number 2, the Ferry Building. Chinatown is very close to where we're camping for WEC. So also note that while we don't provide shuttles during the day for WEC, because most of the hotels are within walking distance, we will provide shuttle service to 3 of the 4 evening events that we have, not to the big deal, which will actually be in Moscone West. If you do have ADA issues or a disability, you need help with your transport during the day, please let us know. We do have availability to help you with that. Again, this is a closer look of that square. You'll see the different routes for the different shuttles in the evening, but you'll also see the location of the hotels in relationship to Moscone Center. Transportation to the Moscone Center is about 11.5 miles from both the San Francisco and Oakland airports. And if you're flying into San Fran and you plan to take a taxi, it's going to be approximately $45. But you have other options as well. You can take a super shuttle. We actually have a discount using the discount code MyMPI. Go to supershuttle.com. It's 10% off. You can take BART to downtown. It takes about 30 minutes. The BART ride will decrease the carbon offset or the carbon output of your attendance. Taxi coordinators will be at the airport to help you get a taxi if you plan on taking one from 7 a.m. to 1 a.m. on most days. We have an Avis discount code if you're planning on staying over or you just want to rent a car because you have some other things that you need to do. We do have the discount code shown there. And then again, once on site, hotels are within walking distance. There will be no shuttle except to those 3 evening events. Sustainability. Here are some great ways you can contribute to MPI's environmental and social impacts in San Francisco. Again, you can take BART to downtown to keep some carbon out of the air. You can take advantage of your hotel's linen reuse programs. Make sure you turn off the lights and close your drapes when you leave. Request an electronic bill. Bring your sneakers. Walk, share a taxi, or catch BART. Ditch your bottled water. We've got pitchers in a lot of the meeting rooms. Coolers are throughout Moscone, so bring your actual water bottle and refill on site. If you're meeting with suppliers, request that they give you electronic marketing materials. Drop any unwanted giveaways in registration. MPI is going to be donating those to a local charity. And look for labeled recycling and compost bins throughout the Moscone Center. So you can definitely recycle, and also they have compost for food waste. If you're going to bring home any gifts, or if you're going to buy anything, try to buy local. Try to buy locally sourced food, beverages. If you're bringing gifts home, try to make sure that they're locally sourced. Attend one of our sustainability-focused sessions, and make sure, we'll talk about this in a little bit, but visit our CSR mailroom on the 3rd floor. We're going to be creating some care packages for the local children's hospital. So those are just a few things that you can do when you're on site to decrease your carbon footprint and to give back to the local community. Online and connected. There's Wi-Fi for free throughout the Moscone Center. Follow us on Twitter. Our event hashtag this year is hashtag WEC15. Use the mobile app by searching MPI Global Events in the Play or App stores. Download the app. It'll have the complete schedule on it. It has schedule making abilities. It's got a gamification portion to it. It's absolutely the best way to keep up to date on what's happening at the WEC. We're not doing a printed program. We haven't done a printed program in the last, 4 years. We had a small Z card for a while that had the program on it. We don't do that anymore either. If you do need a printed copy of the program, though, it will be in the daily that you'll receive. If you're staying in the room block, you'll receive it in your hotel room. If you're not, you can pick it up on site and in Moscone. And participate when prompted in audience engagement opportunities. So all great reasons to download the event app. So here's a little look at what Moscone Center West looks like. On the first level, this is where we'll have our hosted buyer area. So if you're one of our hosted buyers, this is where you'll go for your appointments, the different things right here, the hosted buyer area. Now, this is also where we'll have registration, the city info desks right along in here. You can order your breakfast in bed for the last day, and we'll also have concessions and things like that. That's all on this first floor right outside of the hosted buyer area. On the second floor, this is where you'll find all of your education. Aside from the general sessions. So all of your concurrent sessions are happening in these rooms right here. And then on the outside, over here in the foyer, this is where our market square will be. The puppy cuddling here. You'll find the Freeman Lounge, charging stations. You can get headshots for your business purposes. This will also be the member services lounge, and all of our breaks will be right out here out front in this foyer on level 2. On level 3, this is where we'll have all of our general sessions. We'll have our flashpoints and our meals. So anytime everyone gets together to share a group experience, it will be here in this general session area on level 3. Outside of level 3 in the foyer, this is where we'll have Career and Learning Central, and I'll talk to you a little bit later about what that entails. We'll also have another area where you can get those headshots made, and this is also where our CSR activity is going to be. We'll go through all of those areas in a few minutes. Registration hours. Here are just some different hours of the different areas of our event. So you can register from 3 to 5 on Friday, all day Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then closing down at 4 p.m. on Tuesday afternoon. I'm seeing a few questions about our puppy cuddling, and I'd just like to actually point out that what it is it's a traveling group, and they offer therapeutic puppy cuddling to different hospitals and senior folks living facilities and things like that. And what they need to do is socialize these dogs. And so what we do is we bring the dogs into the WEC. It's a hectic experience. They're getting touched by a lot of different people, and it really socializes them and allows them to do their jobs better. So absolutely love to have it. Thank you all. I totally agree. Back to hours. Info booth hours. Those are relatively steady, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, but notice it's not open on Friday. And then closing again at 4 on Tuesday afternoon. Our shoe and coat checks are open a little bit later in the evening, you'll see, in case you are attending some of our sunset sessions and you're staying in Moscone a little bit later. We do have the opportunity that shoe and coat check is staying open later so that you can attend those events and not worry. Badges and tickets. Some events require additional registration or ticketing. Sunrise and sunset sessions have limited seating often. Our MPI Foundation events, obviously those are charity, nonprofit events that benefit our foundation. Those often have an additional fee, as do some of our pre-conference sessions in just a moment. But if you want to register for any of these things and you don't have a ticket yet, go to the link on your payment receipt. And it will take you back, and you'll be able to register again for those, register for the sessions that you haven't yet that you're interested in attending, or the events that you want to attend that you haven't attended yet, or you can use your payment receipt again to reach out to our on-site registration system, or we'll have registration people on-site who can help you with the purchase of those tickets. Your name badge is required for all events. There is a $25 charge for its replacement. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about our education program. These are two screenshots of our on-site education. The first one that you see is our normal program. This is what if you have WEC before, you're used to seeing this. This is what, for the past 3 years, our program has looked like. And you're able to click on these plus signs over here on the right-hand side and add them to your schedule. And you can also see via the chart here whether the session is interactive or lecture, whether it has clock hours against it, whether it's inside or outside the industry. So you've always been able to kind of search in this way and add to your program. This year we're offering a new opportunity, a new way to customize your education. You can search by speaker. You can search by day, by learning style, by clock hours. There's also a different way to add to your schedule. It's this green button right here. So there are a couple of other sorting options that aren't listed. I could not get the whole screenshot in there. But it's just a new way to kind of sort through your options. This allows you to, instead of scrolling through each day, trying to find the ones that fit what you're looking for at the event, this is a new way to filter through the education and really try to find the education that's most pertinent to you. So what are some highlights of our education? There's 11 pre-conference sessions, which I will highlight in a few moments. We've got 8 sunrise and sunset sessions. So those are ones that happen very early in the morning or kind of just as the sun is going down. You won't miss any of our evening events if you decide to attend a sunset session. It's just an extra educational opportunity. Often those include possibility of a cocktail. So it's a fun way to close out the education of the day. We have 39 campfire and calc sessions. So I will also be going over what the campfire sessions will look like in a few minutes, but those are traditionally shorter sessions. They're about 30 minutes long. They still qualify for clock hours. but they are an interactive session where it's really more of a discussion with you and a subject matter expert, allowing for more interaction than your normal concurrent session would allow. Those are all listed within the educational program. So as you are filtering through here on our program pages, you will see the campfire sessions. You'll also see 2 new types of sessions that we've added this year. One is called a Q&A. That is a short 15-minute session that allows for a kind of a press conference type atmosphere with a subject matter expert. So really just that subject matter expert answering specific questions that you may have around their area of expertise. We've also added brainstorm sessions. Brainstorm sessions, and I'll show you the different areas where these will occur in a few minutes, but brainstorm sessions really are just around a topic. And so if you're interested in a certain topic and you want to meet up regarding that topic, we'll have a subject matter expert there to help facilitate, but really it's just a group of people who are interested in a certain topic that want to meet and discuss trends, best practices, case studies, and things like that. So kind of some new ways to network, to share, and to get find attention from your peers. You can always get the most up-to-date information. It's going to be on the WEC app. You're also going to have evaluations through the app and messaging through the app. So look out for that. After you finish a session, make sure that you go ahead and fill out that evaluation. And then throughout the conference, we'll also have digital signage to help you navigate around the Moscone Center. So our general sessions. Our keynote this year is going to be James Curley. He is the Executive Vice President and President of Levi Strauss. And what he's going to discuss with our audience is really understanding how to create brand and have that brand live on and remain cutting edge while being true to itself. So we've got a 150-year-old company that really they try to treat it like a startup, where they're trying to continually innovate but maintain relevance in the marketplace during rapidly changing times, while at the same time remaining true to their brand. So if you'll see here at the bottom, he's going to challenge us to think about what is next and re-envision our world by encouraging us not just to chase the landscape, but to change the landscape for ourselves. We also have our Flashpoint Idea Assembly. If you've been to an MPI event before, you know about Flashpoint. These are 15-minute presentations. They'll happen on 2 days, on Monday and Tuesday. They are general sessions that everyone is invited to. On the first day, on Monday, they'll start at 10 a.m. We have Evelyn White with Book a Local. She is with an organization that's kind of like the Airbnb for dining. So rather than book a table at a restaurant, you book a spot at a pop-up restaurant. And you descend on the kitchen of a stranger. You set up people put their homes out, and you go on there and sign up for dinner. So a very interesting concept. In fact, our whole idea assembly on Monday is really around the share economy. So the next person we're going to have is Jeremiah. Jeremiah is going to speak on collaborative economy. So he's going to talk about how Airbnb and TaskRabbit and Uber and Lyft are all changing the way that business needs to be done. And so he's going to talk through 3 ways that we might need to shift our businesses to adopt to this collaborative economy, and how top organizations can tap into the crowd in every business function to reduce costs and increase innovation, but also to meet the needs of customers better. And then Chip Conley. Chip Conley is going to answer the question, Airbnb or not to Airbnb? He's going to help us find out what the relevance of the share economy means to the meeting industry and why he is more bullish than ever before about the need for people to meet in person. So those are our flashpoints for Monday. On Tuesday, we start with Liz Murray. Liz is speaking on From Homeless to Harvard. So Liz had a very tough childhood. She grew up in the Bronx to cocaine-addicted parents, but she was determined to change her life. And so she's going to talk about how she did that, how she went through high school and was awarded a full scholarship to Harvard while camping out in New York City parks and subway stations. And she's really going to motivate us through her personal journey, how you can achieve the improbable and how you can be empowered to have conversations, to stay focused on business and life. Then Kai is a fascinating violinist and composer, and he is going to talk to us about how we can compose our own unique path in life and in kind of the meetings industry as well. So he's going to bring kind of that expertise in the creative and teach us how to bring that into our meetings and events. And then finally, Pamela. Pamela is the author of a bestseller called Life Spotting, and she's going to share the art and science of getting to the truth. She'll show us a path toward trust and authenticity, and she's going to emphasize integrity and the importance of transforming difficult conversations into success as far as the customer relationship goes. So those are our Flashpoint for speakers for Monday and Tuesday. So we have quite a few pre-conference sessions, and if you haven't been on the website to check these out, I really do encourage you to do so. We're launching several new certificate programs. All of these are available for clock hours. They are varying of time involved, so make sure that you take a look at these. A great way to pick up 6 extra clock hours while you're on site if you're interested in getting those for your CIC accreditation for the CMP, or if you just want a really great certificate to give you a great knowledge base around some of these areas, or if you want something just some educational content to plump up your resume a little bit. These are all great programs to attend. We have 2 sustainable event certificates that we're going to have. So take a look at those 2 and see which one fits better into what you're trying to accomplish as far as your events go. But we've got the SEPC, the Sustainable Event Practitioner Certificate, and then we also have the Sustainable Meeting Professional Certificate. So those are 2 wonderful certificate programs. Again, one's going to fit your business needs better than the other. So just look through the descriptions, and you'll understand which one works best for you. We also have a Meeting C certificate that we're doing in collaboration with CLIA. That's the Cruise Line Industry Association. We've got our normal 2-day core skills workshop. We're doing our CMP masterclass. As always, we've got our Critical Excel for the meeting professional. One new here, Healthcare Meeting Compliance Certification. This is a 4-hour course that actually gives you an HMDC certification after your name. So this is a great way to get your start in the healthcare industry as far as understanding some of the compliance issues that are going on with different laws, not only here in the U.S., but in Canada, Mexico, and Europe. We've got a mobile app certificate this year. It's a really wonderful program. It actually involves a bit of time ahead of time. A lot of your work is going to be work, and then it's 2 hours once you get on site for a total of, I believe, 10 clock hours. So a really great program that will help you understand how to use event apps, not only as far as the attendee experience, but also in the strategy around the data that you can collect behind them. This is a wonderful certificate to take. Color Up is a meeting design certificate program, and it's a really diverse, it's a day-long program that really takes you through how to think creative, be creative, and plan creative experiences. So in addition to those pre-cons, we also have just the certificates and designations in the meeting industry session. It's a short session, but it will walk you through some of these certificates as well as some of the better-known designations in our industry. The CES, the CMP, the CMM, and some other designations that you probably know about, but maybe you're not quite sure how to go about getting. So a really full pre-conference lineup. If you have not booked your tickets yet, I really encourage you to go online to check out some of these certificates. So I wanted to talk you through, this is Career and Learning Central. If you remember, this is on the 3rd floor, and it's right outside the general session space. This is our area where we have interactive and unique and individualized learning experiences. So I want to walk you through the area to show you what some of the different offerings are going to be so that you really understand how best to utilize this experience as you're on site. So if you come off the escalators here, you'll immediately see the brainstorm room. This is where those, and it's not an actual room, I should explain. Career and Learning Central this year is designed to look like a Silicon Valley office experience. So all of the different areas are named after areas that you might find in an innovative and fun office environment. So here's our brainstorm room. It's actually out in the open, but it's our brainstorm area. And it's where we'll have those brainstorm sessions that I talked about, the ones where we just have a topic and you show up and discuss that topic, best practices, share stories with your peers around areas in that arena. Over here, up here, you'll see the orange photography booth. That's where you can get your headshots made. We'll have this is actually being renamed. It's called your Workspace. This is an area where you can actually sit down. There are outlets on these tables here. There's also a charging lock here. So you can literally sit down. You've been in education rooms all day. You just have to plug back into the office or you need to recharge. This is a great place to come and do that. Up here we have it's called Meeting Room A. And this is where our first campfire will take place. So all campfires that are labeled Meeting Room A will happen right here. Next to it is our Human Resources Center. This is so important for those of you who are looking to advance your careers because this is where you're going to set up appointments with career and resume experts to go one-on-one and look through your resume or talk through your career advancement. We have someone coming from Human Resources here at MPI who can talk to you from the human resources angle. We also have someone who is an expert in resume management, and careers. Please bring your resume. Sign up online ahead of time because those spots go really quickly. Bring your resume and have her review it. It's a really great opportunity that's offered for free for people who are attending the WEC. Then next to that, kind of right in front of it, we've got the Industry Resource Center. We actually have our own Marge Atkinson. You might have seen her typing away over in the chat window. Marge is going to be in this Industry Resource Center, and the reason that she's there is because MPI has a bevy of different tools for meeting professionals to use to help them on the job. What we've found, though, is that it's not often easy for people to navigate. We're working on that. Marge is actually working on that. She's going to have a whole new tool resources that's rolling out this fall, but it's not always easy to find the tools that you need. So you come to the Industry Resource Center with a specific need that you have around your job or something that you'd like to do better. Marge knows all the tools that are available not only from MPI, but also from other areas of the industry, and she will be able to customize a toolkit that works directly for the issues that you're having with your job, whether it's you're wanting to start up a strategic meetings management program, or you're curious how to further your CSR efforts, or you're a little curious about what are some of the new theories in meeting design. These are all things that you can come directly to Marge to, and she will be happy to point you to the right resources to help you with that. Again, you can set up appointments with Marge ahead of time. So if you do have an industry concern or there's something that you really need help with, please go on our website, and what you can do is you'll actually scroll down. If you go up to Program, you'll scroll down to Career and Learning Central. If you click on that button, you'll see where you can make all of these appointments under the Human Resource Center and the Industry Resource Center with Marge. Over here we have our CSR area. Like I said before, we are benefiting a local children's hospital. We are creating care packages for them for different age groups on different days. So stop by each day and help us create these packages. We're also going to be leaving notes for them in the care packages, and we encourage you actually to bring some postcards from your local airport. Let them know that people care from all over the world. Here's our second meeting room. This is meeting room B. So this is where our second campfire area is. So when you're going through the schedule and you see the campfires, if you see any campfires that are labeled meeting room B, that will be over here. Now here's a very interesting space, and this is also one of our new additions this year, and this is what we're calling pop-up meetings. So what we know is that most people attend conferences to meet people. They want to meet people, whether that's to learn, to share best practices, to do business together, to network. And we're often told that we need to create experiences that create that hallway conversation that so many people are looking for. It's that hallway conversation. I'm so glad I ran into that person. That was the highlight of my conference. Well, we want you to be able to have that hallway conversation in a more comfortable place than a hallway. So if you do run into somebody, or you have a group of Twitter people that you want to meet up with, or you meet a group in the general session and you need to have a conversation because you guys need to discuss something that happened or that you have shared business concern, grab one of these spaces, and I'll show you what they look like in a minute. Please just come over. There's no reservation needed. There's 3 different areas here for you to have some pop-up meetings. And then for our break room. And our break room is really a facilitated area where you can get outside of the educational headspace and really just have some fun. And I do have a woman, Rhea Blanken, and her husband are coming, and they're going to facilitate this area. So not only will you have some just some games, some things to do, but we'll also have some facilitated education in here around how to use creativity to further education. And so really understanding that you may be coming here to take a break, you're in the break room, from the regular sessions, from all of the, the heady education that you're getting, but there's also a learning opportunity here. So here are just what some of the areas are going to look like. I just wanted to show you, minus the pool table, because unfortunately I was told we could not have that this year. But we will have, this is the break room, we'll have several more of these red tables where there will be all kinds of activities going on, and also just this kind of fun space out and just to relax for a little bit. This is our brainstorm area. So as you can see, obviously it's not set up in the space, because this right here, this wall, is actually a huge window that looks out over San Francisco. But this is where our brainstorms will be taking place. Here's the pop-up meeting rooms up here. You can see they're kind of comfortable spaces where you can just have that really important conversation. And down here, this is where the workspace will be. So here's where you can do your charging in this charging tower, but you can also plug up your laptops to the outlets here. Plug back in office. So what are some of our evening events? This is a list of our evening events for the WEC this year. We've got our opening night reception. That's going to be at Pier 48. This is free with registration. And again, we'll have shuttles that will take you to, and I showed you the shuttle schedule earlier, but I'll also make this presentation available for you so that, in fact, Marge, can you go ahead and upload this presentation and share it at the bottom of the screen? Andrea, no, unless the person is registered for the event as well, we don't have a way for you to bring a guest to opening night. So if for the MPI Foundation events, where these are all for purchase tickets, yes, you can absolutely purchase an extra ticket and bring a guest, but we don't have a way. We don't have a way for a guest to come to the opening night or closing night, unfortunately. The MPI Foundation Big Deal. Many of you may have participated in the Big Deal before. It's a fantastic event where you can actually play some poker and perhaps win a chance to the poker in Las Vegas next year. So kind of a crazy event, but a lot of fun. But again, it's a ticketed event because these are fundraisers for the MPI Foundation. MPI Foundation Rendezvous, many of you know this event as well. This is a huge party, and it's going to be amazing. It's at a really unique venue called the Fillmore. Again, it's a ticketed event because it's a fundraiser for our foundation. But if you've never been to a rendezvous before, that's a really amazing event. The MPIF Not So Silent auction is also going to be happening, and that's going to be happening throughout the conference. But it closes kind of early on that Tuesday afternoon. Thank you for your question. To play for the WSOP tournament, you must be invited by a table sponsor. So only 240 WEC attendees will be able to play for that. If you go to the WEC website, go to Signature Events and scroll down to the MPIF The Big Deal, and you'll see there where it says click for the Big Deal sponsorships, and you can actually contact those different organizations to see if you can get a sponsorship. And finally, we have our closing night reception from 7 to 10 at San Fran City Hall. Again, we'll have shuttle service to this event, and it's free with your registration, so come join us. It's always a really amazing experience, and it always kind of brings the community to a really nice close. So I look forward to seeing all of you at one or more of these events. Other fun stuff that's happening that I don't want you to forget about. Breakfast in Bed by Tourism Montreal. They've been doing this with us for 6 or 7 years now. Sign up in the Montreal booth, Market Square area, and they will coordinate for you to have breakfast in bed on your last day of the conference, or I think it might be the Wednesday morning after. We've got our MPIF 5K Fun Run Walk, round-trip shuttle transport at 6 a.m. from Moscone. It's going to be a really, really nice event. The MPI Member Engagement Lounge, don't forget to stop by, learn what MPI Global is up to, find out what's new for members around the world. We're constantly coming up with new things for our members. We're currently working on a new career professional development roadmap. We're launching some experiential events. The first one's going to be in September, and it's going to be to Miss America, where you get to go behind the scenes. You get to have lunch with the CEO of the event. You get to actually dine with some former Miss Americas, and you also receive about 8 hours of education on experiential events. So these are just some of the things that we're working on. Stop by the Engagement Lounge to find out more. The MPI bookstore is going to be on the Market Square level, so that'll be level 2. Don't forget to stop by there just to find your CMP study materials, some MPI branded sweaters and shirts, and some books by our speakers. Like I said, the puppy cuddling on level 2, don't forget. It's benefiting forepaws social therapy, so stop by, visit, and cuddle with some puppies. And then if you register for WEC15 on site, there are some crazy, incredible prize packages that you could possibly win. So consider the idea of registering early for next year. It's going to be a really amazing event, and some of those packages are truly amazing. All right. Whew. Thank you. I feel like I've been talking forever. Does anyone have any additional questions about the event that you'd like to know about, or is there anything that we could share that I haven't discussed already? Okay, well, feel free. Before you go, don't go yet. I'd love for you just to take a quick poll about this session to make sure that um, to see how I did and to see what we might need to add next year for this particular session. So if you scroll down to the bottom of this survey, you can actually see you can actually ask me to add some stuff for next year. But please just fill out this survey. Again, you need to scroll. There are a couple more questions at the bottom just to let us know next year to make it better. And also don't forget that Marge has added, thank you so much, Marge, the shared files at the bottom of your screen where you can actually download this presentation. It can be a really good, useful tool for you as you're planning for the event. Absolutely, and if early in the morning on Sunday, not too early, but early in the morning on Sunday, we have our WEC for Me session, which will go over some more information about WEC and how you can make sure that it's a great experience.